Hello there! Welcome to It's Your Dream, Live It. I am your host, Makita Benjamin. In this podcast, we talk about inspiration and tips for your life from a biblical perspective. Today's topic is nothing without love. Get comfortable with me and open your mind to receive as I feed you some inspiration for your life. Today's scripture reference is going to be from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And if you are familiar, you will know that most people call this the love chapter. Depending on what Bible you have, they interchange charity and love, but the Greek translation is agape, which is love. And that is what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about love. If you listened to the previous podcast, we were talking about gifts. And I mentioned that you are a gift in and of yourself because you were handcrafted and picked to be on this earth at this point in time. But also, I believe everyone is born with a gift. God gives us gifts, things that we are good at, that we can utilize throughout our life. I find it very interesting that in chapter 12, it talks about all of our wonderful gifts that we can have, even gifts of healing and prophecy and all sorts of wonderful gifts. But here in chapter 13, it tells you that it doesn't matter how wonderful your gift is. It doesn't even matter how wonderful a person you are. But if you don't have love in your heart, if love is not a part of your life, you have nothing. Love is the most important thing in this universe. And you know what? God is also love. So I believe in this chapter they're interchangeable. Love and God. Because the traits that are portrayed in this chapter are traits that God possesses too. And we're going to look at some of that as well. So in verse 4, 5, 6, it talks about some of the traits of love, also God. It's long-suffering, it's kind, it envieth not, it's not boastful. And those are really amazing traits. Kindness, as you see, with love goes along with kindness. When you have love in your heart, then you try to be kind to people. You try to be good to people. It's not envious. It's not boastful. When you truly care and love about someone, when they're doing good, you're going to celebrate them and you're going to be happy for them instead of being envious. Too many times we kind of just put ourselves, we just always looking at our situation. So when we see somebody doing well and good, maybe we might be like, well, why is that? Why something nice like that can't happen for me? But listen, be happy for the other person. When you give out joy, when you give out happiness, that's what you're going to return. Whatever you give out, that's what you're going to return to yourself. So if you're giving out envious vibes and jealousy, you're going to reap that. Whatever you sow, you reap. So be careful about what you're putting out there. Be happy for others because that makes you happy too. And it can encourage you to go out and accomplish your goals, accomplish your dreams as well. So celebrate others as if it was even yourself. That, I think, is really a wonderful thing. That brings me to another point in that when you perform different actions, when you perform different services, when you give to others, when you tell others, yeah, I'll do this for you, What is the intention behind your action? Are you doing it truly because you want to help and you want to be an encouragement to that person? Or are you doing it out of some kind of selfish act? I think that's really important for us to pay attention to. Because if everything we go into the intention of just helping or doing good and not just looking for our own gains, it will not only benefit us, but it will benefit the person who we're doing the action for. So look at your intentions. Even in this same chapter, in verse 5, it says that it seeketh not their own. So when you say that you're going to do something for someone, you're not looking directly for anything in return. You're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. So pay attention to your intentions behind your actions. In verse 7, it's really powerful. It says, love beareth all things, it believeth all things, it hopeth all things, and it endureth all things. Love can bear a lot, and God definitely bears a lot from us. Love believes for the situation that is going to get better because it has belief and it has hope and it will endure to the end. Having love will help you endure and go through any situation, and it will get you out at the other side. And if you don't know how to do this on your own, God is always there, waiting and listening, like an Alexa, just waiting and listening for you to call on His name to help Him out and to put our burdens on Him. Don't be afraid to do that and put your burdens on Him. He is willing and waiting. Just remember to just have love in your heart for everything that you want to do. Have love in your heart, and love will conquer all, and love never fails. For our next segment, our inspirational song, I was really torn between two songs, and I would love, after this, you can go listen to both songs because I think both songs is relevant to this. The first one is My World Needs You Right Now by Kirk Franklin, and this song is talking about God, and as we mentioned earlier, God is love, and it's saying my world needs you right now. And I believe this world, we need more of God and we need more love in this world. We are too divided, we are too caught up in ourselves, and I believe that if we focus more on love, just true love and acts of kindness, and focus on God, I believe we would definitely be much better off. The other song is by Musiq Soulchild, and it's Love. It's his famous song Love, and I can't believe he wrote this 13 years ago, and it's absolutely a beautiful song, and he's writing to love and telling love. So many people use your name in vain, which is true, because some of us have experienced maybe people saying that they love us, or people claiming that they're going to be there for us, and then they're not, and they really don't love us. Because if you truly love someone, you want the best for them, whether they're with you or not. Whatever it is, you want the absolute best for them. And a lot of people show their selfishness that they only want the best for you when you're their friend or you're with them. But if for some reason you have a falling out, then they don't care what happens to you. And that is not true love. Thus, I'm probably going to just do a little mashup of these two songs together. And hopefully you find some inspiration in it. Show me your face. Fill up this space. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now. I can't escape being afraid. Fill me with you right now. My world needs you right now. Power fall down. Bring with it a sound that points us to you right now. Erase substitutes right now. Fix what I see. And God, please fix me. My world needs you right now. Let us see you right now. And love, so many things I've got to tell you, but I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you'll look at me differently, love. Ever since the first moment I spoke your name, from then on I knew that by you being in my life, things were destined to change, love. So many people use your name in vain, love. Those who have faith in you sometimes go astray, love. Through all the ups and downs, the joy and hurt, love. For better or worse, I still will choose you first. Awesome. I hope those songs were inspiration to you. And now we're moving into our next segment, Tips for Life. In this segment, I want to talk about a couple of rules. The first one is the golden rule. And I believe we've all heard of this, and this is do unto others as you would want someone to do to you. And I think that this is a fantastic, wonderful rule, because too many times we treat people a certain way, and if we were to get the same exact treatment, we would have a problem with it, and we would think that that person was not a nice person. And yet we think it's okay for us to do something like that. That is absolutely horrible. Have you been seeing some of these crazy videos, even with fast food workers, and people are throwing drinks in the fast food worker place, in their face? I mean, how horrible. And how would you like if somebody did that to you? That is absolutely despicable. It truly is. And people think that they are warranted or that they have the right to do things like that. You do not have the right to treat anyone like that. So we need to keep the golden rule in our head at all times so we can treat people with proper decency. That is kind of what's lacking right now in this world, just treating people with humanity and decency and having some empathy, right? If we just had more of that, things would be so much better. Also, there is another rule. I don't know if you've heard of this one, but this one is called the platinum rule. So we have the golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated, but the platinum rule is treat others how they want to be treated. Sometimes what we love or what we think about, that's not necessarily what other people want in their life. And an example of this is, have you heard of the 5 love languages? If you haven't, you can go to their website. It's the number 5, lovelanguages.com. And they have an awesome quiz that you can take. And what a love language is how people can show appreciation to you. Everyone values appreciation and love in a different way. Excuse me. Some people value gifts, and they value if you do actions, like acts of kindness to them, if you do something for them. Some people love affection, touching. So people know that you care about them depending on how you show them love. And if you go to that website and you take the quiz, then you can know what your love language is. If you have a significant other, you can have them take it, and you can find out what each other's love language is, so that you can show your significant other the affection or whatever it is that their love language calls for. You can show them that, and they will really appreciate it. I think that helps so much in just understanding how someone receives affection or receives love, because then you're both on the same page. You both understand how each other accepts love, or how they perceive accepting love to be, and it really helps. Even if you have kids, you can also take the quiz as if you were your kid, like if they're pretty young, and you can learn what their love language is as well. So I would encourage you to do that if you've never done that, or maybe it's been a long time since you've done that, because we grow and we evolve, and maybe your love language has changed a little bit. You never know from how you were when you were younger. So I would encourage you to recheck that, the love languages. Well, it has been absolutely amazing being here with you, and I just want to summarize our time here today. The greatest of everything and anything in this world, in this life, is love. Love is the greatest. And we just have to utilize that love in a good way. We have to show people love. Our actions need to reflect love. Practice showing love in everything that you do and to the people that you meet. Keep a mindful eye also on your intentions. Why are you doing something? Are you only doing it for selfish intentions, for your own self-praise? Or are you really caring? Do you really care about what happens to that person? So just be mindful of your intentions. Treat others how you want to be treated, and also how they want to be treated. Have some human decency. Let's try and calm ourselves down, because I know sometimes with the pressures of life, a lot of things can aggravate us and we can get angry pretty easily. That's something with me too, especially if I feel like I'm not being treated fairly, or somebody I see is not being treated fairly. That angers me a lot when I see things like that. But sometimes I have to calm down. I have to calm myself down, and I have to think of the best way to approach that situation. So I would encourage you to do that. Calm down, and even if someone's angering you, you taking it out on them in a crazy way is probably not the best thing for them or for you. Because most of the time, both parties are going to suffer from rash reactions. So it's best to calm down and figure out a way that you can address the situation in a more loving or understanding manner. And if you haven't done the five love languages, or it's been a while, then go check that out. Learn your love language, even your communication style, and those in your life, their love language, their communication style. And let's try approaching and giving people what it is that they really want, instead of only showing people the way that we love to be appreciated. Let's start also treating people how they want to be appreciated. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that I was able to add some value to your amazing life. And follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Makeda Benjamin. I would love to hear from you. You can send me an email at It's Your Dream LLC. That's ITS Your Dream at It's Your Dream LLC at gmail.com. You can send me an email, or you can message me on those platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Makeda Benjamin. On Facebook, it is Makeda Benjamin Official, so you can look for me there. Otherwise, have an absolute amazing day filled with love. Be blessed, and remember, it's your dream. Live it. Much love.